He did not assume that clean exchange. That did not happen, and he is just barely out. Good hustle from Will Smith, and a nice recovery from Scope. One gone, here's Bellinger.
Let's go, Cody.
Calls off the first pitch. Bellinger named National League Player of the Week after last week, but went 0 for 11 in Arizona. The nice thing about the week prior and getting the award, it tells you there was a long enough stretch to start to build his confidence to probably be okay with an 0 for 11 and stick with the stance and the athleticism and the approach that he's had as finding some success. He pulls on down the line and foul again. And some of that success has come lefty against lefty. He had hardly any of last year. In some ways, he's eliminated a lot of things. I don't really care what hand it is. I just care what type it is. And so the lower the pitch, the more he swings. And the higher the pitch, he's starting to lay off a bit. So here's the thing. I mean, for years he's been trying to cover that hole, the high pitch. But it seems like the strategy is shifting from trying to cover it to just trusting that the pitcher's not going to be able to hit that spot time and again. He's going to get one in his hot zone, middle way down eventually. 2-2. And I think it's a really good theory for him, because if you start to get that success, and then as you work on things in the cage and perfect your mechanics in your approach, you might be able to start creeping up and attacking the higher pitch. But for right now, get hot when it's down. Take strike 3. First one for Alexander. Chris Taylor. 90 miles an hour doesn't really maintain his altitude, so maybe Cody read that as going to be in that up area, but it came down pretty good right there. 2 gone in the second for Chris Taylor. He was pulled off lately, 192 over his last 8.
Oh, Chris Taylor. Let's go. Chris Taylor. Hell yeah. First pitch, I think.
It's a pretty swing when he times it up. He's got that little load. It looks like a buggy whip, like he's taking the whip back with the barrel of the bat, and it comes through right on time. His first of the season, just like Justin Turner, 1 inning before. So 3-0 lead as Lux looks at a ball. The 2 goose eggs as far as the home run column in the lineup tonight. They covered that quickly. All it took was me introducing him by saying, Taylor's pulled off. Whack! 450 feet later. It's a trendy game. Yeah. Trends. Yeah. You want to break that trend. That's right. Hey, Lex is pulled off too. Oh, right. Watch this ball fly. Good point.
My team is not that good. I got to play my team's capabilities.
In the air to center field. Carries pretty well. The Royals going to put it away. And the inning. Joe, you have warning track power. Yeah, you have been working on that. And you take some of the souvenir.
Two charbroiled patties, bacon, and melty cheese, dressed in sweet and tangy Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Respect the drip for just $3.49 with our latest charbroiled double deal. Bite into the new Gold Digger double cheeseburger at Carl's Jr.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, that's what our lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, We take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner. Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Sorento.
Here he comes.
Magic Johnson. That's magic. I guess that's what I am.
The Lakers weren't thought of as champions.
We were on the last page of the newspaper. Showtime.
When the Lakers started winning, it united Los Angeles.
He was top of the mountain for me. Magic Johnson was pretty good.
For just $3.49, you can get 2 patties, sizzling bacon, and melty cheese, dripping in tangy sweet Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. That's a lot of gold for just $3.49. Bite into the new Gold Digger Double Cheeseburger, part of Charbroil Double Deals at Carl's Jr.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers. Shakey's Pizza is celebrating our educators with the 2022 Spectrum Sports Educator Sweepstakes. 8 lucky winners will receive a $50 gift certificate from Shakey's Pizza plus a teaching kit. Enter online at spectrumeducator.com for your chance to win. Chris Taylor's hardest hit ball of the year produces his first home run. Dodgers up 3-0, a couple home runs. Jonathan Scope leads off this inning for the Tigers against Tyler Anderson. He delivers strike one. Doing more tonight than he's done over his first few outings. Scope, the former Oriole, former Brewer. Third year with the Tigers. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Had a couple really good seasons for Detroit. This has not been one of them, though. Just 151. But the Tigers will need to get going if they're going to do what they hope they do. 0-2. Fly to center field. Bellinger's there for the first shot. Love the placement of that changeup. I love a little bit more center cut on the changeup. Why do you want to throw it to the very edge and maybe the umpire misses it? Maybe the hitter spits on it because he can't hit it, but when it's in the middle, you take the sting out of the bat. No more pitches necessary. Get the out. Now the 9-hitter Tucker Barnhart, veteran of the Cincinnati Reds, first season with the Tigers. Never been a big hitter, but a great manager of the staff and a pretty young staff, so a good guy for them to bring in. On a 1-0 from Anderson, Barnhart watches strike one. A few moves they made that feels like legitimize their roster, right? Getting a guy like Barnhart, getting Austin Meadows. Pulls a base hit into left. A 1-out single for Tucker Barnhart. Names and resumes coming into spring training, and you look around the locker room, it just raises everybody's expectations. It raises everybody's confidence. There's even a buzz in the coaching staff and with your manager. The opening day speech doesn't feel as empty. It feels like, we do have a chance. He's legitimately encouraging us with something that is possible. I know that guy's name, right? Like, we've seen him before. 1-on-1 out for Derek Hill. That's the first couple weeks with a hamstring injury. This is his 4th game. Lays down a bunt, tries to use his speed, and the ball hits him. Are they going to call him out? Dead ball. They say that he's out, that he stepped out of the baseline. The runner will have to go back to first, and Hill, the batter, is out. The area where the batter runner needs to run once he's 45 feet from first base is designed, and you see it halfway down the line there. He needs to get in that area, and he's running on the grass. and really never gets in the box. Maybe his toe barely of his right foot at the very end. And you run there and you get hit, you're out.
For the first 45 feet, there is no restriction. Run wherever you want, but the last 45 feet, you're out.
So bad. So bad.
At your own risk when you're inside that. You're going to be outside it, but you better not be inside it.
2 gone, Robbie Grossman. Grossman has been their top hitter so far this year. Struck out his first time against Anderson. Tries to lay off. It does. It's 1-1. Official ruling, by the way, in that play is 1-3. So what it would have been had the runner not interfered.
One of the few times you can assume something in baseball. You assume that Freddie Freeman would have caught it. Pretty easy assumption.
Yeah. On a 2-1, Grossman takes in the dirt, ball 3.
Somebody has some sick ass hands. What was I? Not you. Not you.
Tyler Anderson, who is very efficient out of the bullpen. Not quite as efficient in his first start in San Diego on Saturday, but looking at a pretty darn efficient line again here. So he was able to get this third out before too long. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. It's ball 4. First walk that he's issued. The Tigers have him at first and second for Baez.
When you look at Tyler Anderson, as Dodger fans get to know him, this is a guy who has over 100 starts in his career. So it wasn't a huge shock for him to be training as a starter, being a guy that backs up and piggybacks off of the bullpen. But then when the injury came to Andrew Heaney, all of a sudden he's ready to slip right in, and it was not a shock to his system at all.
Baez flied to right his first time. Does have a home run against Tyler Anderson in his career, back when he was with the Cubs.
Oh, I didn't get a
He
headshot.
takes first one in the dirt. Baez has missed a chunk of this season with a thumb injury, but when he's been in there, he's been exactly what the Tigers hoped they were getting. Exciting, electric, legitimizing, free hitter in the middle of this lineup.
Missed almost half of their games, but he's still tied for the team lead in RBIs.
Top of the zone, snaps a string of 5 consecutive balls, and it's 1-1.
Bobby's showing some discipline. That's your pitch he's usually hacking at, especially in a 1-0 count with somebody in scoring position. I think we're going to change up a way to get taste of the first at bat.
Good call.
You got to go to the well right here. You got a 3-0 lead yourself. Kind of set the table a little bit with that 2-out walk. And you're really going to just show the fastball. If he wants to swing at the fastball, you're going to make sure it's a ball. But if you have to pitch to him, it's probably going to be something with speed.
Oh, that's good.
2 on, 2 out, and a 1-2 pitch. Fastball caught way too much of the play. Banged in the center. Bellinger's up with it. His throw home is up the line. And the Tigers are on the board. Had him 1-2 when he gave him a fastball over the plate.
When we go to the replay, you'll see Will Smith completely out of the haunches. And the knee bend is gone from the corner. He wants this way above the strike zone. And all of a sudden, it is right down the heart of the plate in the middle of Will's chest protector. And that is a big mistake to give away a 30-year lead. And with the throw, Baez goes to second. So second and third, timer in scoring position for one of the best ever to do it in these situations in Cabrera. On to center his first time. Grossman is third, Baez in second. First one to Miguel Cabrera. It was shot to second and picked by Lux. Boy, right before that pitch, he shifted a little bit in that direction. And was there to make the catch to end the inning.
The show-stopping BMW i4 is electricity in its most powerful form. A perfect fusion of iconic handling and cutting-edge sophistication. With a range of up to 300 miles and the power of over 500 horses stampeding at a westward. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. With your own first ever all-electric BMW i4 today.
We get it. And we got you. Del Taco's 20 Under 2 menu has drinks and fresh-made items like the new $1.29 chicken cheddar rollers with freshly grilled chicken, freshly grated cheddar cheese, and your choice of salsa verde, ranch, or chipotle sauce. 20 Under 2. It's the right menu at the right time. Only at Del Taco. Hell yeah.
I am a business hotel. I eat, sleep, and breathe efficiency. I expect my bed sheets to be as crisp as my spreadsheets. I'm looking for someone who appreciates high ROIs and even higher RPMs. Must like hard work, punctuality, and a good firm handshake. If you're someone who likes earning rewards as much as earnings reports, I would be honored to be your perfect somewhere.
On the next Backstage Dark, Freddie Freeman and Kenley Jansen faced off against their former teams.
I love them. Those my brothers. Just like they tried to beat me, I'm gonna try to beat them too. It's all about business.
Backstage Donkeys, tonight at 11 on Sportsnet LA.
One of the great rivalries matchups is coming to town. It's those San Francisco Giants going to battle the Dodgers during a two-game series coming up right after this series here at Dodger Stadium. That's May 3rd and 4th. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. The Giants team is 13-6. Mookie Betts takes ball one from Tyler Alexander. Giants starting the series with the Nationals tonight. They trail 3-2. In the second inning. Alex Wood going for the Giants. And Sanchez on the other side. 1 ball, 1 strike on Betts. Fly to right his first time. And he's 1-1. He takes a ball. It's 2-1. Second time around the order for Tyler Alexander, and that has been a tougher track for him. His hitters have gotten a read on him. Dodgers already with a 3 spot up there. Now get a second look at him. He spent most of his career as a reliever. It's in his 4th Major League season now. And when you look at those numbers times through the order, you can understand why that's been the case. First time through, OPS is about 500. Second time through, it's above 1,100. Full count on Betts. And it really does pile up on him as guys get on because they put people away with 2 strikes. Not as good a pitcher once he gets into the stretch. And then once runners in scoring position, batting average is still close to 400. Leadoff walk. And before Freeman bats, a word from Morongo. Morongo. Freeman scored in the first inning. I'm talking about those Freddie chants in the first homestand. I don't know about you all, but for me, that's something I'll always remember because it really did feel like an entire stadium, an entire city, an entire fan base acknowledging, look, Freddie, we know this was a tough thing. Leaving the place
place you've always been, but we want you to know we got you. This can be home now.
I think it's so true. It shows how educated the Dodger fans are and how they keep up with the team and the signing of Freddie Freeman. Boy, this is exciting. And then they're reading the stories and hearing the news and watching the interviews. And Freddie was very open about the whole situation, how he found out, and how it was to break the news to his family and his son. And they just kind of wrapped their arms around Freddie with the chance and gave him a big old hug and said, "We got you."
Couple tosses over. Betts takes good lead this time as Freeman takes ball one. Well, we've said it many times, but Freddie said the biggest reason he decided to come here was he wanted to play in front of his family like he did when he was a teenager, and he's getting to do that. They're in the suite pretty much every night. I don't know if he knew that his family was this big, though. 50,000 a lot of nights.
It's an expensive pass list.
Right. That is just run a bag foul.
Like Miguel Cabrera, who now has 3,003 hits and a couple of tough outs early in this game, Freddie Freeman is a guy that defaults to going to the opposite field so he can stay on all pitches from a pitcher. The firm stuff and then the soft stuff.
On a 1-1 pitch, he cuts and misses 1-2. Yeah, Freddie Freeman a year ago was top 15 in the National League against every pitch type. We've heard Mark Pryor, the Dodger pitchers, talk about what a nightmare it was trying to approach him in the postseason. Every time they thought they had something, he'd close it.
Well, the best start with a scouting report and the video study, but then they also play the game once they get in the box and see how you're approaching them.
On the 1-2, Freeman takes it, and it's 2-2. Dodgers saw enough of him on the other side. Two championship series back-to-back years. He had 326 against the Dodgers. He had 4 home runs. He had 4 doubles. He waits on this 2-2. That's an extra good lead this time. Not running. Freeman pulls on the right, and a Duncan for a base hit. Jackson set it for third. Meadows still cut off. First and third, nobody out. Freeman's been on both sides tonight.
It's a perfect example of why he works to the opposite field. 89 beat him inside to get to 2 strikes. This is 80 miles an hour, and they're still up back left. And this one goes to right field. 89 and getting beat, or letting a fastball get deep and fouling it, fouled on the left field line. 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball slightly out in front of a little humpback liner for a base hit.
Developed that back control, ability to use the whole field, working in the cage with his dad, Fred. Fred would throw him 3 buckets of balls pretty much every day. First pitch he'd hit to left field, second pitch he'd hit to center, third pitch he'd take it wherever it was pitched. And he'd do that routine over and over and over again. First and third for Turner, who takes ball 1.
It's a bad equation when you walk the leadoff hitter who is struggling at the plate, and then you have a deep count against a guy who has been hitting consistently, and now you get Turner up there.
He's been driving runs in consistently. We saw about 400 runs in scoring position this year. Trey has hit leadoff for most of his career. Mookie Betts has 2. Mookie more outspoken about liking leadoff more. And so Mookie's hitting leadoff, and Turner's happy to sit down there, hit third, and have somebody on pretty much every time he comes up. Here's a visit, and here's a word from Carl's Jr.
The new Gold Digger Double Cheeseburger for only $3.49. Part of our Charbroiled Double Deals at Carl's Jr.
There's already action down in the Tigers' bullpen. Alexander's only averaged about 3 innings per start. It's the veteran Willie Peralta. Freeman still second, first pitch when he was on last time.
No longer a surprise. I would doubt he's running.
Off the end of the bat to right, Meadows is there. Betts tags and heads home. Throw goes into second, and the Dodgers lead it 4-1. Runs in this game. They started this man, Justin Turner, with his first home run of the year.
The good swing, getting on top of the fastball, and that felt good right away. It was a nice long trot around the bases. Having that goosebump feeling.
That is going to do it for Alexander. Only 2 1/3 tonight. A long night coming for the Tigers pen.
Two charbroiled patties, bacon, and melty cheese, dressed in sweet and tangy Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Respect the drip for just $3.49 with our latest charbroiled double deal. Bite into the new Gold Digger double cheeseburger at Carl's Jr.
The BMW iX is electricity in its ultimate form. An elegant trailblazer that's equal parts power and intelligence. With impeccable interior details, a range of up to 324 miles, panoramic moonroof for every shade of luxury. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
You in the hat. Today, Honda's gonna pay for your gas. Are you serious?
Wow, this is amazing. I hear the commercials all the time, but I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, now I can take it out.
Today we help drivers save at Honda. With new vehicles arriving daily, we can buy them too. With great deals on fuel-efficient Hondas, like the 2022 CR-V Hybrid or 2022 Accord Hybrid.
For just $3.49, you can get 2 patties, sizzling bacon, and melting cheese, dipping in tangy sweet Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. That's a lot of gold for just $3.49. Bite into the new Gold Digger double cheeseburger, part of charbroiled double deals at Carl's Jr.
Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Feed your happy at Carl's Jr. Earn double stars on any purchase in the app. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. They've already gotten into the Tigers bullpen. It's the veteran Willie Peralta, 32 years old in his second year in Detroit. He's not given up a run over his first 4 games.
Started in Toledo with AAA, probably because of the short spring. He wanted to get him a little bit more ready, but he's been fine since he's been called up a couple outings with the Mud Hens before he came up to the Tigers. Part of their rotation for a while last year. 18 starts, 5-star stretch where he was just dominant, winning games and had like a .3 ERA, so he's still got it in there.
Dodgers have Freeman at first. Justin Turner at third. He's going to crack his first home run of the year, his first time out. Now facing the first man out of the Tigers bullpen, which has been the biggest surprise and the biggest strength. Tigers pen tied for the Dodgers. Second in baseball. Only the Giants bullpen has been better. The 1-0 pitch. 1-1.
The home cooking appetizer has been good for the Dodgers. 4 runs in 3 innings. That matches their total for the last 2 games in Arizona. on. Feel like hitting.
These two franchises have two of the cleanest, classiest home whites, don't they?
Yeah, I'm a little biased because I got to wear the Dodger uniform, and in 1968 we lived in Detroit, and that's when the Tigers won it all when I was 10 years old. So yeah, I had an affinity for the Tiger home uniform also.
The old English D.
Old Tiger Stadium. Miss it.
Where it felt like the crowd was right on top of it.
It's like old Yankee Stadium, and the overhangs, and outfielders waiting for the ball to come down, and it catches the lip of the second deck.
On a 2-1, Turner swings and misses at a good splitter, and it's 2-2.
If there was ever a natural disaster when Old Tiger Stadium was still standing, you could go in the dugouts or the bullpen, and you'd be fine. They're like cement bunkers.
On a 2-2, Turner pulls it down the line foul.
Justin so far this year has struggled with the heater, but today he's seeing a little softer stuff and he's timing it up. I don't think he's lost any bat speed. I just think it's a coincidence that he hasn't been hitting with 2 strikes as much and has not been catching up to the heater, but he definitely gets better and better as the season goes on.
Good take there. Full count.
It's kind of an anomaly last year when he got off to such a hot start, especially with the power. This is kind of his normal April.
And like he pointed out when we were talking to him, when your bad month is April, it's always going to look worse. Yeah. Everybody has a month like this. It's just often it comes with a full season worth to do yet. Here, that's all you got.
Here, the average can raise really quickly in May.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3 call. Turner will not like that one when he goes back and watches video of it. Jimmy Valentine, the home plate umpire tonight, rings him up.
Sometimes even for umpires, when he pitches like a strike for a long time and then it lands a little off the plate, he gets convinced that it was a strike. Borderline becomes a little wide, but called.
Two away, and here's Muncy. The corner with a fastball. Grounded out his first shot. 153 average. 5th worst in the National League. But he's got the 2nd best walk rate in the National League, and so still close to league average production in terms of OPS. Still some bad luck in there.
It doesn't feel bad to walk, but when you need hits or want hits, it's just a different feeling. I mean, if, you've got a couple hits in the book that night, you walk your 3rd at bat, you go, okay, I'm not going to give in. I'm a good hitter. I'm going to make him throw me strikes, scare him back into the strike zone. But when you're looking for hits and you need it, help your confidence, it feels like neutral, even though you get to go to first base.
Damn it.
On an 0-2, once he watches a change miss, Freeman will stay put, and it's 1-2.
Freddie a little frustrated with himself down there at first base, kind of slapped his hands like I should have read the angle of that pitch better, and then when it got away, I should have been out on my front foot. He's out there, kind of stagnant, almost going backwards. And when he made that step backwards, that's when he should have been reading the angle of the pitch. He's headed for the dirt. I think it's dirt.
Either way,
Yeah, it's good either way, but I think that's why he was a little frustrated.
NC sends one the other way. Grossman moving back to the track with room. And that's the inning. But the Dodgers add another and Chase Alexander from the game. It's 4-1 after 3.
My classic and spicy popcorn chicken with 100% all white meat chicken. That good sauce. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop my $5.99 classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the jacket.
If you rank 20 midsize SUVs by lowest maintenance cost, the Volkswagen Atlas and Atlas Crossport rank number 1 and number 2, beating Subaru, Toyota, and Honda. So really, the only thing better than a Volkswagen is a Volkswagen. Now's a smart time to get into a Volkswagen SUV. Visit your Southern California Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about our vehicle lineup.
When I'm on my hands and knees and I'm digging through the dirt, I feel something in me, like a fire that's growing. I feel kinder when nature is so kind to me.
Find more ways to grow. With Miracle Grow.
Any day is a great day for coming to a Dodger game. Some fans prefer Fridays for fireworks. Others enjoy sunny Sunday afternoons. Now, there's a new day that could become a fan favorite, because Taco Tuesdays presented by Delta Airlines have arrived at Dodger Stadium. Every Tuesday will feature delicious food and drink options with a menu that will change throughout the season. Plus, you'll be serenaded by mariachis during the game. Join us for Taco Tuesdays. Go to Dodgers.com/Taco Tuesday.
Tonight on Backstage Dodgers, players on opposing sides, Freddie Freeman and Kenley Jansen, prepare to face their former teams for the first time, and Dave Roberts and professional golfer and great guy Fred Couples host a team golf outing on the Dodgers off-day in San Diego. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac.
Tom Anderson pitching with a 4-run lead. He's back out there for the 4th inning. Going all back here at Dodger Stadium with a 6-1 new season. Trying to move to 13-6 overall. Austin Meadows to lead off this 4th for Detroit. Anderson comes home. Meadows watches the first pitch curve in there for a strike. Down to 73. It's 1-1.
16 miles an hour on that change of speeds. That will do it. You have the ability to change speeds that much. You really bring the swing and miss into play.
It's only the 3rd one that he's thrown all year. There's Lux. Late shuffle on the catch.
Left on left changeup. Boom, everything right there. The curveball, that's a rarity. And the fastball up. And a little combo.
One gone, and up comes Torkelson. The people that spend time around Spencer Torkelson often come away saying, wait a minute, that guy was a #1 pick. That's the #1 prospect in all of baseball. It's the people that know him best say that he's as down to earth as they come. He bangs a liner out for the glove of Turner, and he's got a 1-out hit. One of his teammates tried to put it best. He said he's a normal guy who just happens to be really, really good at baseball.
Here he's going to show off the skills. We can't get to know him on the broadcast right here, but boy, we'll take their word for it. It'll be a fun star to watch if that's what he turns into with that personality.
You know, the other people that know him say the other thing is when they pick it down, have become kind of the face of your franchise. And Miguel Cabrera getting towards the end of his career, getting into the new era of Tigers baseball. Great player and a great guy that they look to build around. Candelario plays the first pitch foul.
He gets to stand next to another great guy there at first, and maybe not any pointers on how to be a good guy, but maybe some pointers on how to deal with success and stay a good guy.
Big guy convention down there. Fly to center. Bellinger. No! Has it. Well, the good guys get to keep on. Two gone for Stowe. Much rather attend the good guy convention than the bad guy convention. Right?
Yeah. The other one might be more interesting.
That's true. That is for sure true.
They might have to stay out later.
That's definitely true. The good guy convention, I guess, could get a little boring. Be good for like breakfast.
Smell good cookies.
Strike one on Scope. We'll make the good guy convention on, say, a Tuesday.
Okay.
The bad guy convention, Friday, Saturday.
That guy convention might start on Thursday. They're playing
Run through the weekend.
Yeah, they're going all out.
Going two. Sprayed a couple foul. Scope fly to center his first time. Tigers have a run on 4 hits. That run came last inning and a base hit from Baez. Dodgers have scored in all 3 of their at-bats. Anderson's 0-2. Straighten it out, he says. He does. Keeps it away from Hanser Alberto. Pops it right up to Gavin Lux. And a 10-pitch inning for Tyler Anderson.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
My name is Jennifer Alvarado. I was born and raised in the Imperial Forest Projects. Rick Caruso believed in me before I was able to believe in myself. I've been a part of 2 of these scholarship programs. One of the things I admire the most about Rick Caruso is his commitment to service. He's helped uplift every single one of the Operation Progress kids. Rick Caruso has always showed up when it's mattered the most. Rick will show up for LA.
Since 1961, Paul's Photo & Tour has been the go-to store for photographers of all levels, with customer service second to none.
It's our job to help you select the right camera, to answer your questions, to make it simple.
It's no surprise it's voted the South Bay's best camera store every year.
Nikon Z50 Rocks is a great portable travel camera that's easy to use. Come on down to Paul's Photo today. We'll get you a Nikon Z50 and you're going to make the best.
Learn more at paulsphotos.com. The city of Torrance is our home, and it's important to support the community by eating at our local restaurants and helping out at our local stores. Why is it important to shop local? Because 1% of all local purchase sales tax goes back into our community to help local schools, roads, and parks. DCH Toyota of Torrance supports all of our locally owned businesses. Live local, shop local.
Be a Dodger Dodger Stadium tomorrow when the Dodgers host these Tigers again. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance and add a Kirk Gibson Legends of Dodger Baseball bobblehead to your collection. Courtesy of Bank of America. Get tickets at Dodgers.com/promotions or scan that QR code on your screen.
Gibby's headed into the Legends of Dodger Baseball officially tomorrow. 4-1 Dodgers, bottom of the fourth inning. Will Smith to lead it off. Smith, who grounded out his first time, takes ball one here from Peralta. We were talking about the difference between Will's actual numbers and his expected numbers, and he said early on in his career, right away, it was comfort for a little while, but then he needed the results, and he started to not care as much. And then Andrew Friedman pulled him aside and said, hey, we see you're doing exactly what you need to do. Don't worry one bit. And he said to have the president of baseball operations come and tell you we see your expected numbers, it's not something that he really pays close attention to. So it keeps him steady, keeps him happy longer than it might have without that encouragement. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Take those expected arbitration.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to get this, Mr. Arbitrator.
Well, you did. That's a leadoff walk. 3rd walk of the day for the Dodgers. All
expectations met right there.
Expected on-base percentage when you get 4 balls. 1,000. Bellinger's up.
I like this matchup for Cody. If he can lay off the high fastball, and that sounds like, oh yeah, really great analysis. But just the way the breaking stuff comes down and into his sweet spot, it ends up being a strike.
Come on.
That takes some vision right there, and that takes some mental discipline. Because that pitch is a strike, it's the right height for what he wants to swing at, but he's picking it up, and he's taking it. And that's a good sign. A little lower level of anxiety and more a level of adrenaline and locked in.
On a 1-0 pitch, Bellinger takes slow, ball 2. Got the corner, 2-1. Peralta deals, Bellinger watches it bounce, ball 3.
Getting a good read on the ball away from him. He's taking the ball on the inner half of the plate, so it would tell me that his eyes are kind of looking middle away, looking for something to drive.
Team leader with 4 home runs. Trying to snap it 0 for 12 right now, though. On a 3-1 pitch. He got one down and away and took a healthy cut at it.
Very good rip, but a pitch that he wanted to offer. Yes, he misses it, but The whole at bat prior to this, just watching his approach, what he was seeing and seeing well, and what he laid off of, he was hunting something out there. Well, he's got to protect a little bit.
Smith off first. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball center field. Available for Hill.
Just got under it.
The Bellinger just misses. Taylor didn't miss at all his first time up. Hardest hit ball of the year, no doubt.
It's a fun swing to watch when he times it up. It's not real compact because he's got some little loading action there with his hands. His barrel of the bat comes towards the pitcher. When he times it up with that front foot landing and that bat coming through, it's pretty.
When we watched replay the first time, we were talking about that scoop that he does, that rhythm that he gets going with his hands. That's part of what has allowed him to hit with so much more power since coming to the Dodgers. But it's also what sometimes leaves him streaky, because that's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of pieces, a complicated load and swing. And it kind of comes and goes. So a lot of different things that can go wrong in there, and he'd be the first to tell you that. He lately has felt close, but it has to do with that move in his hands and the way that the bat gets tilted that leads one way to the other, one way or the other, in feeling good or not.
Well, it's really hard to break the path that the bat is originating from, and that's what you would say on those angles in that whip, that if all of a sudden it ends up in multiple places, that's going to start to create a certain path where he might feel like he's fighting himself compared to he's right on where he wants to be.
Taylor behind 1-2. And now the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On a 2-2, Taylor chases, 2 out. Number 9, Gavin Lux.
He didn't really pick that ball up very well. I mean, that's a pitch he doesn't even want to offer at him. That has more to do with his eyesight than the swing.
Here's Lux, fly to center his first time. Yeah, fly out. Lux is 3 for his last 25. This one from Peralta is hit foul.
Peralta still has gas on the tank. He's going 96 down to 84 there with that changeup. 32-year-old veteran. He's got a lively arm.
Throws the 1-1. Lux swings and misses. Pulled the string on him. 1-2. Smith started this inning with a walk. He's still at first base. 2 gone and a 1-2 pitch to Lux. Ball 2.
Gavin could use a few hits. It could be like some salve to kind of get rid of the throwing episodes he had in Arizona. Just kind of get back in the rhythm of playing good, solid baseball. Bat can help on defense, and the defense can help the hitting.
On a 2-2 pitch. Bounds over the middle. There's a base hit. What'd you say, needed some salve?
Yeah, a little medicine. Those errors, they just feel like cuts. You know, it's like, and everybody's like, shake it off, no big deal. And you're like, oh yeah, but it cost us some runs. It might have cost us a W. We need to do something positive. Put something in the positive column for the team. Feel like we contributed instead of taking away from the team. That feels good. A little exhale over here. Got a hanging changeup.
It's Betts up there. Mookie flat out his first time, walked and scored his second time. That was into the day, tied for the National League lead. Run scored, tied with Bryce Harper, the reigning MVP. 2 on, 2 out. First one to Mookie. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's a spot where Mookie wants to be a lot better. He's hitting just 125 with men on base this year.
He takes it personal. He grinds.
Fucking shit,
The 1-0, way out there.
You get a lot of respect in the locker room when you kind of wear your slump. You know, with the media, you come clean, you talk about it, like, yeah, I'm not coming through, I'm not helping the guys, I really need to get better. That leads to a lot of good leadership equity in the room.
Two on, 2 out, 2-0 is swung on a miss.
That's the pitch he wants to get better at, the heater away. He has really struggled with the ball away so far this year.
See what he gets on 2-1. They go back away, rolls over on it, and it's still score. Dodgers get the ball as the Tigers score to catch the ball. And it's 5-1 as they scored in every inning.
The Tigers let the ball go through the wickets, and the Dodgers make a great base running adjustment with Will Smith and Dino Ebel. This ball is right in front of Dino. Will takes a glance, but then those little stutter steps, and Dino can start whirling his right arm. And Will didn't break stride. Keeps his momentum. The steps get smaller, but he hits the bag, stays in stride, and starts stretching it back out. The 5-hole brings the Dodgers their 5th run.
We're talking about the base running of Will Smith. That's part of his game that has been an emphasis that he's focused on improving on.
Anybody right now. Oh my God.
5-1 Dodgers. They ruled that, by the way, a single with an E6.
I would have too. Yeah. Because of Mookie's speed and where that ball was in the 6th hole, even though they covered it with 2 guys, I'm not sure they throw him out at all. Nice call by the official square.
You never say that.
Dennis is over there. I know he's a little sensitive.
It takes one to know one in that regard. 2 gone for Freeman. Almost got hit. All right, so Mookie gets a single. E6 allows the run to score. 5-1 LA after they scored just 8 runs in 3 games in Phoenix. Tigers add another. And after 4, they beat it 5-1.
There's more to the ultimate driving machine than you might think. Multiple forces converging to create something uncontainable. Introducing the ultimate first of its kind machine. The ultimate hair racing machine. And the ultimate peace of mind machine. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Marines 2022 BMW 330i X-Ride Sedan for $550 a month.
I'm Joe Buscaino, and I'm running for mayor. Our public spaces aren't safe in Los Angeles, but with the right leadership and experience, we can make things better. In my district, we cleaned up the sidewalks, got people off the streets, and did it quickly and compassionately. Los Angeles needs a strong leader in City Hall who will put our public safety and quality of life first. I'm running for mayor so we can reduce crime and create a cleaner and safer LA.
F41 Spanker.
For the same reason we play sweat in the California Riders. We give a little play to make your day.
Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Southern California Toyota dealers. Back here at Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers lead 5-1 as we go to the 5th. First time in 8 years the Tigers have been in this cathedral. First time in 5 years these teams have met. Tyler Anderson has given up a run on 4 hits. Over 4 innings. And he's only thrown 53 pitches. He threw 80 in his last game. No! He's here to get his longest outing of the year. On 1 and 2 coming up for Detroit. It's Tucker Barnhart. Single to score the Tigers' run. Strike 1.
Tyler Anderson, it was kind of a quiet free agent signing, but he keeps producing like this. It's not going to be quiet very long.
Yeah, he's happy.
He is really locked in and hitting the spots.
Well, we've talked about it before.
Right at the end. Oh,
Easy to look at it and say it's simply a floor-raising move, right? A 1-year deal, $8 million, addressing what was an area of need, a concern, relatively speaking. A floor raiser, but that doesn't say anything about the ceiling to the thing. Yeah, this is a guy who has had some really, really good stretches in the major leagues. You look even last year, took a no-hitter into the 7th inning in one game, went 8 innings in another. So yeah, he raises the floor, but he can do more than that. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
You really can. I mean, you can get a reputation as an innings eater, as a safety valve, as a really bolstering the bottom of a rotation, but he gets on a roll. You can grade him any way you want, but you're going to grade the results at a very high level.
Full count. Barnhart's second hit.
Three-two count, 4-run lead, and really starting to stretch into the innings where Dave Roberts would go to the bullpen if there's a problem. So I like throwing a strike and challenging the hitter. Yeah, you give up a hit, it finds a hole, but you did most of your job right there.
Back at the top of the order, Derek Hill. Who's living out 2 dreams being a big leaguer. His own, of course, and his father. He was the 23rd overall pick, Derek Hill was, exactly 30 years after his dad, Orsino Hill, was the 24th overall pick for the Cincinnati Reds. His dad tried for 12 years to make it to the majors, but never made it past AAA. And so Derek is doing what Dad had dreamt of doing, felt just short of doing. It's a little bit low, and it's 1-1. His dad bitter that he never made it. He says, no chance. It was all worth it because all the lessons I learned, all the ups and the downs over those 12 years of trying and failing to reach the majors, Derek is now benefiting from that. Taking those lessons and using them to get to the majors.
I got him.
Some of the lessons learned because Derek Hill was a first-round pick back in 2014. 6 seasons in the minors, all kinds of injuries. He had Tommy John surgery at one point. 6 years before he made it to the majors. It's now 8 years since he was drafted, and he's hoping to stay healthy and stay in the majors for the first time. But all that perspective because of what his dad experienced. On a 1-2 from Anderson, he watches ball too. Evan Phillips. Anderson facing the order for the 3rd time here, delivering over to first.
Another deep count here for Tyler Anderson as we take a look at his pitch count, 63. But he's done a nice job tonight compared to coming in as far as first pitch strikes, 14 of 19. He was just 50% coming into this outing in that category. But here, another 3-2 count here in the 5th with no out. I don't know if you even know about roller derby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, roller derby. Yeah, Detroit. So when they get the bullpen up and it's a possible jam, it's like crawling off the jam.
Is roller derby big in Detroit?
Well, I think it's bigger on the East Coast than over here.
Nice.
On skates.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. Yeah. Roller derby in Detroit. It's
Motor City. I can't remember the name of the roller derby team in Detroit. That'll do it right there, buddy.
That wipes and clear. Puts Tyler Anderson on the verge of getting in position to win this game.
You go from 1-3-2 count where you challenge the hitter because you got a 4-run lead and you give up a base hit to another 3-2 count. You challenge the hitter. It's an atom ball and brings you 2.
Grossman pummels it, but foul.
The contact is starting to get a little louder. Probably something that Dave Roberts and Mark Pryor are looking at. So you can hop in the dugout and get a 0 here, but it could be your last inning.
Top corner, 1-2.
Definitely the spray pattern is starting to get a little wider. That ball was supposed to be a fastball in under the hands, ended up being called strike away. And from the bench, you can see that reach.
Got him to chase in the dirt. Smith to pick it and throw down. Tyler Anderson has finished off 5, and we're halfway home in a 5-1 game.
Whoa, what do we have here?
What do we have here?
Yeah, hold on, look up here.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm saying. That's
awesome.
And it's a Toyota. Wow, that is gorgeous.
That looks so good in that.
You mean me.
Good thing I looked up there.
Good thing you walked through here.
We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Breathe. You feel that? That's your body, baby. Now go! I'm telling you right now, that's how you find joy. It's in the way you groove, in the way you push, in the way you love. It's in yourself. Listen to your body. Feel your power.
Some moments stay in your memory forever. When Kirk Gibson stepped into the box during Game 1 of the 1988 World Series, no one could have predicted how big of a moment this would become. This moment cemented Kirk's legendary status, and now you can too. Come out April 30th to receive this Kirk Gibson bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Los Angeles, we always bet on our boys in blue. Our spirit, unbreakable. Our passion, unstoppable. Our fight, 100% undeniable. Our games, only on SNLA. This is our 2022 Dodgers on Sportsnet LA.
For the best coverage in the game, we check out the T-Mobile coverage team. We're walking it back here to Dodger Stadium. Starting the homestand tonight, 2 against the Tigers, 2 against the Giants. Dodgers trying to move to 7-1 in this ballpark this year. Dave Roberts, Tyler Anderson talking over his 5 solid innings, just 1 run against him. And in position to win this game.
Usually when a pitcher is explaining that to the manager as they go over it and showing the release point out front, they're talking about his changeup and just how to